That
Kentucky.
was, Kentucky. Oh, buddy. Yeah. And I had to get small ones, too. And I had to get it all within an hour. It just wasn't working out.
It was? So you didn't end up getting it
Huge
done?
failure. Huge
Wow.
failure.
You beat him by too many.
Well,
You beat me twice.
I did? Huh.
Yeah.
All right, is that volume good for everybody?
Yeah. Is it good for y'all? Am I,
Yeah.
Yeah.
am I
Yeah,
in
you're
good
great.
now?
You're great.
Okay. Yep. As long as y'all are good, I'm good.
All right, Coach Eli Drinkwitz, SEC Media Days. I don't know if you were aware of this. You're the first head coach to come on this show, and you'll probably be the last after this interview.
Really? That surprises me. I mean, y'all are like the voice of the SEC now, at least on my news feed on X. So, no, I appreciate y'all having me on. Yeah. What do y'all got for me? You got anything fun? I mean,
Well, I was going to lead in with, I was hoping the way I envisioned our first meeting was sharing a bag of Luther Burden chips and, maybe having a cold beer together. But I guess Dr. Pepper here is going to have to work for now.
First off, Luther brought his own bag of chips to media days, which I thought was a little bit too much. But, these young kids these days,
Name
there's
is
no
his
such
likeness.
thing. Yeah, there's no such thing as self-promotion. So, yeah, they're really good. Have you not had them?
No, well,
We've had
here's the
too
thing.
many. Too many.
I had too many. I started off with 3 for a prop, and I'm down to 1.
They're delicious.
I'm sneaking up on the expiration date, so I'm going to need a new order.
Okay. Well,
They're fantastic.
yeah, we can hook you up. Have you had both flavors or just?
Well, apparently you guys have a whole aisle at a grocery store
Yeah.
over there that is just Mizzou related.
Yeah.
So I've had the frozen pizza.
Yeah. What I'm going to tell you is we actually utilize name, image, and likeness, not just pay for play.
Yeah. Wait, I was wondering if you could clarify something for me.
Lay it on me.
We're very confused. What exactly is stand on business?
Oh, man. How we go? Oh, yeah. That's probably the end of this conversation. No, that was one of those things that was something that we did, obviously. For that week, that was the motto for the game. And I told my players that I would do it. Obviously, when you see the clip, my defensive captain's right behind me to make sure that it got done. And so, we stood on business that game. Not personal in any sort of way at all. I have a tremendous amount of respect for Coach Heupel and his football program and think he does an outstanding job. He's one of the best coaches in the country. Have a tremendous amount of respect for that program. But that was more about our program and what we needed to do in order for us to win. And let's just say it like it was. We'd had our butt whipped embarrassingly bad the previous 2 years. And so for us, we needed to play at a higher level and do what we needed to do in order to win.
Here we were having a good time. How about food and beer, and Buzzkill rolls in.
That's all right.
Standing on business.
Hey, look, he stood on business. He got to get to the point. He was tired of all the fluff, and he wanted to get to it. So that's okay.
Do we make your job a lot harder, though, with just us specifically? I mean, he's saying 12-0 is a possibility. I think Missouri can go to the SEC championship this year. That's how I'm going to vote it this year.
Yeah.
Does that make it any more difficult for you guys? The rat poison, as you call it?
No. Look, rat poison is only poison if you allow yourself to consume it, right? Like, I talk about this with our team and our staff, and I've said it a few times. Expectations are external. Standards are internal. We have standards for how we need to operate on a day-to-day basis, what we need to do in order to play winning football. What y'all's expectations are of us have nothing to do with our success or failures. It's what our internal standards are and how do we meet those standards on a daily basis. So I'm not really concerned. I don't care what you predict for us. I don't care what people say we can or can't accomplish. Nobody thought that I could be a SEC head coach. There wasn't a lot of people to believe that we could be successful last year. That's never defined myself or our football team. It's always been about what we believe we can do inside that building.
So if we were to go back to App State, and we're talking to Coach Drink over there.
Yeah.
Looking at all the success we're having now with the recruiting, with the NIL, with the stadium renovations, I'm talking, you guys are in a fast lane. Is this part of the plan, or is this ahead of schedule, or is this right where you thought we would land?
Man, if you're talking to Eli Drinkwitz 2019 at App State, that dude was flying by the seat of his pants, man, and just enjoying life, learning so much about life from people like Dr. Furman and Dr. Folks, and enjoying the roster that Satterfield built, and applying my own unique leadership styles, but leaning on Sean Clark and Justin Watts and Garrett Riley and Ted Roof. I mean, I was totally different, unique. I was totally naive then. I've had to grow up a lot as a head coach in this league, and had to learn a lot of hard lessons. Had to get butt whipped and boat raced a couple of times by the volunteers to grow into who we are.
Yeah.
I will say this: we've had a vision for what we wanted to accomplish since my first meeting with the administration, and I've always felt like Missouri was one of those untapped frontier places that you could accomplish something that maybe nobody thought you could, and maybe you could be the first to do it there. I've always believed that it was a unique place to recruit to because of the St. Louis, Kansas City market. I've always felt like you could attract talented players there. I've always known that the fan base was fanatic. I always knew that whether you're talking about the Royals, the Chiefs, the Cardinals, the Blues, they've all won championships. So why not the Tigers?
Yeah.
And look, it's those unique challenges in life that make life fun.
Yeah.
As a competitor, like, man, try to go prove it somewhere that nobody else has done it.
Well, and speaking of great players, Luther Burden, I think he's the best player in the country.
Oof.
But you think we'll look back and say, that was a defining moment for your program, getting him, he could have went anywhere in the country. And
Yeah.
there's been a number of guys since him that same deal, but someone that bought in, wanted to come play for you, and it's helped tremendously.
There's a saying, opportunities of a lifetime must be seized within the lifetime of an opportunity. I don't know if that's going to, I'll say this, for my career at the University of Missouri, I think it was a defining moment. Because I think if we don't get Luther at that moment, we don't grab the momentum, and I think you start to lose momentum and probably, they go in a different direction. But now, I mean, I think we're going to continue to recruit elite players. I think there's going to be elite players that want to continually join the University of Missouri program. I think Luther is a special talent, and I think he took off when he realized that talent alone was not enough to be an elite player. You have to have an unyielding work ethic. You have to have energy about what you do. You have to have details. You have to be gritty. You can't be taking your stuff down off social media after a bad game. You have to be consistent in who you are, and he's embraced that. And I point to Ryan Russell, our director of athletic performance, as a guy who's really connected with Luther and challenged him that, bro, I've seen plenty of players as talented as you come through SEC programs. What's the differentiating factor? And Luther's bought into that, and he's got a unique competitive spirit, boy. When that ball is in his hand, he's tough to tackle.
Sometimes the best recruiters are the players on your team, I feel like that's the vibe we get from Mizzou.
Yeah, I think there's a belief in the locker room.
Yeah.
There's a belief that what we do is different. I tell our guys, every one of them, we want you to be uniquely you, but you're joining us. And who you are is never going to supersede who we are as the Mizzou Tigers. You can wear whatever you want to the game, but once we step foot on the field, you're wearing what we tell you to wear at the University of Missouri. And that's because we play for a brotherhood.
Yeah.
Again, you sell whatever shirt you want to sell on the way to the game. But when we run out that tunnel, we're united as a team.
Who's got the fanciest car in that parking lot now?
Well, Luther's got a Mercedes. Brady's got a Ford Bronco, jacked up, pretty nice. Connor Tolson's got a heck of a Ford.
I saw you bouncing in something.
I've got a
Yeah. How do you even do something like that? Bounce a car.
Look, I've got the best car dealer in the country, Rusty Drewing Automotive. Rusty's a great guy. He takes care of me. He was the first one to buy into, if you want to recruit 5-star players, you got to drive a 5-star car. And he believes it. So he put me in a Maybach, and he taught me how to bounce. And it works, man.
I love it.
What do you want me to do about it? It's a nice car. And
would it bounce if I'm in it?
Yes. Mercedes are remarkably well-built machines. And, it definitely would bounce. You come to a game, I'll put you in it, bounce.
Hey, November 9th. We've talked about it. What game I would want to see the most. And that Mizzou Oklahoma game is right there on it. If I make it to that one, any chance I can get down there and beat that drum?
I'll tell you what, I don't even know who's in charge of the drum. We got a new AD, so I'll have to find out who now is in charge of the drum beating. But you're more than welcome to come. We'll take care of you.
Absolutely.
I don't know who we play that day. So
yeah.
Did you realize Oklahoma, though, that was such a big rivalry? Because I had no idea. It used to be Arkansas, but they'd have to beat you for it to be a rivalry.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Social media is a hell of a thing.
It is.
Yeah.
And you would have thought after some of the stupid comments I've made, Tennessee was a rivalry in Missouri. So, look, it's fun. It's what makes the SEC so fun and unique. I see what you tried to do there with baiting me about that Arkansas, but I'm not falling for it. I'm not falling for that John Neighbors conversation, okay? Because the reality of it is I appreciate the University of Arkansas. I appreciate the rivalry that we're creating there. We need that at the University of Missouri for us to continue to ascend. I've always felt like that if you don't have rivalries, it doesn't stir the passion of your fan base. And when you don't have a passionate fan base, you can't develop NIL. You can't develop a following. You know, you got to be able to be competing against somebody. You got to always be able to compete. And so, you know, I appreciate the rivalry with the University of Arkansas. They got a great program. I think Sam's doing an excellent job there. I love going in and recruiting against him. I love playing him because you know you're going to get a tough physical football team. You know Coach Petrino's going to do an excellent job there. Not sure about this rivalry with Oklahoma. Apparently, you know, you take a couple of their transfers, you win local recruiting battles, and everybody's shocked, like, oh, man, you shouldn't be able to beat somebody in Kansas City. Like, come on, guys. But it is what it is. No, we're not paying everybody more money than everybody else. I know it's, oh, they got Walmart money. What? Oh, okay. Sure. You say it on social media, it must be true. But no, we're having a good time, and yeah, I didn't know that was the game November 9th, but it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Whoever we compete against in this league is a rivalry.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate your time, man.
Anything to close us out, Shane?
Well, no, I mean, I thought, it's the chips. I was a little disappointed I didn't get any of those, but we can make it up when I get out there.
Well, now we have cookies. Have you seen the cookies? We got a couple of snack boxes. They're delicious, too. The problem is the food that they're making is delicious, and I just keep eating it, and it's snacks. So it's chips, it's these cookies, it's frozen pizza. It's like, if they ever make a beer, we're in trouble. We're in trouble.
That sounds like my kind of outfit, you know?
Yeah, well, hey, look, people transfer.
Yeah.
Okay? So, Cousin Shane, if you want to put your name in the podcast transfer portal, there's a place in Columbia, Missouri for you.
I appreciate it. Always be recruiting. I like it.
Yeah, always be recruiting.
All right, I appreciate you so much, Coach. That was great.
Yeah.